I don't know. Like I've actually started this like 4 different times because I was like, okay, am I being scripted? Am I not? Like, I wanted to show a little bit of my goofy side on the start of this video. And yeah, so, all right, today's topic is about uncertainty. And I have learned quite a bit about uncertainty over these past 14 months or so, and obviously beyond. For the past few years, a lot of us have learned a lot about uncertainty because for many of us, our lives and our day-to-day schedules and whatever we felt comfortable with or whatever we felt safe with or whatever those words were for you, a lot of that got shaked up over the past couple years because a lot of things changed for a lot of us, okay? So I'm not going to go super into that. I just wanted to touch into what I've learned over the past 14 months and counting of living a nomadic lifestyle about uncertainty. You know, it's interesting because already just the fact of doing a nomadic lifestyle is a lot of uncertainty for a lot of people because we sold everything and we've been on the road. And when we started on this trip, we were staying in places for 2 weeks, and then we started expanding to a month. And sometimes we don't have the next place booked out yet. Sometimes we don't know where we're going until maybe a week before. And sometimes we know where we're going for the next 2 months. And it's interesting that how I've noticed that when I'm looking for places on Airbnb and I feel like I'm not finding anything that fits the criteria that I'm looking for, sometimes I tend to get a little bit anxious or worried or even fearful that, oh my God, we're not going to find a place, or it's not going to work out, or where are we going to go, or what's going to happen. And I noticed this a while back because, of course, at the beginning, everything was like super exciting. You're going to these new places, but then as you know, you get more and more into the flow of it. And I feel like this is very similar to what happens in our lives. Whenever we feel uncertain about something, it can bring up a lot of anxiety, fear, worry. It can bring up those things because you're not really sure what's going to happen next. And I think that from my experience, this has been a test in having faith that it's all going to work out, and trusting and knowing that we are going to find somewhere, and trusting and knowing that we're going to have a solution. And the solution may not be what I thought it should be, but guess what? A lot of times the solutions that are presented are much, much better. And that can be possible for you as well. Because the more that I try to control where we're staying, the more that I feel like it must be a certain way, the more I feel that anxiety and that worry and that fear come up. I've started to really recognize it and then be like, whoa, okay, that means I need to take a break. I usually put Airbnb down if I have been looking for a long time and really trying to make it work and I feel those things come up. And it's interesting because just like the video I did in this series about negative thought spirals, that kind of thing happens, right? So the fear and the anxiety and worry comes up, and then I start thinking like, oh my gosh, where are we gonna be? What if we don't have a place? Where are we gonna go? What if it costs more? What if, oh my God, like what if we have to stop? Would we stay in someone's place? Or I start thinking about all the different headlines that are going on and all the different things in the news, and what if this happens, and what if that happens, and what if this happens, which is crazy because for me, I don't really think about the news, but in those moments when the anxiety and the fear and the uncertainty comes up, guess what else comes up with it? All that other bullshit that doesn't serve you. All right. So what I've learned with this process is when I let go and I stop trying to control it, stop trying to force it, stop trying to make it happen on my terms, and I feel into the flow. So like I let go, and as tough as that can be sometimes, because I'm like, oh my God, we need a place. And then I let go, and then something else, I meet somebody or I have a conversation or someone suggests this place, or the next time I feel inspired and like my energy is lighter, I'll pick up Airbnb and I'll scroll a couple of times and bam, I'll find the perfect spot. the absolute perfect spot, and then I'll book it. That's how it can happen in your life too. How can you begin to recognize and lean in more to uncertainty? How can you let go of just a little bit of the control and even notice where the control is potentially holding you back from what it is you ultimately really want? And how can you lean in when uncertainty comes up and allow it to maybe wow you and surprise you? How can you notice when uncertainty comes up and then it triggers a negative spiral that then leads you down another path that ultimately doesn't serve you? How can you tap into that? Because I'm telling you, I've got 14 months of like really good practice of doing that, and it still comes up. Because last night I was looking at Airbnb, I found the perfect spot. It was a little bit out of our budget. I was like, yeah, we'll stretch, we'll go, it's gonna be gorgeous. I hit up the guy, it was like midnight, and he happened to be on and he responded back, but then he hit me with like multiple things that were a little bit outside of what even was mentioned in there. So he said there was going to be a bigger deposit than what was listed in the posting, and then there was going to be an additional fee for pets. So then that added another, I think it was $300 for the pets, and then it added an additional like $500 for non-refundable deposit. And I was like, nah, because like things just started getting out of flow. So then I was looking for somewhere else, and I was looking, and then I was starting to get anxious and worried, right? So that's how it all happens, and I had to pull the plug and stop and say, nope, literally, I don't need a place for another month and a half. So there is, like, I don't need it right now. It's okay. It's all gonna work out. That is the message for today. Miko ended up going off camera. He was here to support you and let you know that it's all gonna be okay. Because even think about it with this guy. He was rescued. He was running around in the woods. Life was very uncertain for him. He didn't know when his next meal was coming. He didn't know if someone was gonna be there to love him and come into the family. And then he got picked up. Someone rescued him and turned him into, a rescue agency, and then a foster family picked him up, and now he's around all these new people. He's unsure what's going on. It's a new environment, and then we arrive. That's perfect timing. And even come with us, uncertainty, like, are these people going to care for me because of whatever happened in his past? Animals can teach us a lot too. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night or evening for wherever you're watching this, and know that I've been putting all these on YouTube, so you can see the playlist over there, and I will catch you on the next one. I think today's like day 21 or something. So freaking awesome. Bye!